Nunc lego Ethica Spinozae. Huius libri lingua est neolatina. Tum hunc librum legebam cogitabam. Si litteras neolatinas lego, edit neolatina insolita, deinde anima duerti. 日本語学習においてアニメについて同じことが言われてません? Okay, so I'm basing this video on an idea that I have that people say that anime is bad for your Japanese. And I don't really recall who said that or where I'm getting that idea from, but I feel like it's something that's said about Japanese. Every time I notice it because I learned Japanese through watching anime. Obviously not 100% of it, I went to classes and stuff, but I think most of my study hours were spent on anime, like just pure percentage-wise, I think 95% of the time I spent with Japanese was probably just watching stuff. I think I had like a very specific way of watching it that made it into a learning experience. For instance, I had 3 favorite anime, we're talking about like middle school as well, by the way. I had three favorite anime: Ping Pong Animation, Tatami Galaxy, and Sayonara Zetsubo Sensei. So I watched those like multiple times through. Ping Pong I would still watch. I would watch all of them, come on. Yeah, I've probably watched Ping Pong like 50 times through. Tatami Galaxy like maybe 15 times. Sayonara Zetsubo Sensei is like quite long, so probably watched it like 3 times. It's not that many, but I did read the manga for it as well. So anyway, I've like watching the same thing over a bunch of times meant that I knew lines off by heart and stuff like that. And then the other thing I did was while I was in lockdown, I watched like 500 episodes of Detective Conan in the space of a month. So I don't know like if you can actually learn much in 1 month, whether it would be better to have watched 1 episode a day or something. But I feel like by the end of it I knew all the different words that there were for murder and stuff, so I kind of had those like unusual ways of consuming stuff that probably made it more educational. Regardless, like I disagree with the idea that your Japanese would turn out weird, because mine didn't. The only time I can really remember anime directly impacting my Japanese was one time. It would be the first year of middle school or first year of high school in Australian language. So I had been watching Tokyo Ghoul, and there's a scene where he's like thinking about eating people and he says Niku, which means meat. And I got convinced, like, the translation of it in the subtitles was human flesh. So I thought I had discovered, like, this super top secret advanced word for human flesh. So I went around telling all of my friends in my Japanese class, look at this word I found, isn't it so disgusting? And I thought I was so cool. Then I asked the teacher about it, probably trying to show off the advanced Japanese that I knew. And she was like, oh yeah, meat. So, what is the moral of that story? The moral is not that I shouldn't have been watching anime, it's just that I hadn't been watching enough anime that the word meat appeared in. So I really just think it's an issue of frequency, like those kind of problems only arise when you haven't watched enough stuff to like sort out levels of frequency for different vocab in your head. But it's also like a context problem. Obviously, since the context was human flesh, I thought that that was what it meant. And even someone who learns from watching like Dragon Ball or something, like one of those ones that are famous for having like crazy Japanese or whatever, wouldn't there be like, because they're in a fight scene, you know it's a fight scene, and whatever they're saying in the fight scene is going to be like fighting related stuff. And then if they're having like a filler episode about a barbecue, then you know that that word probably means meat and not human flesh. Not that I don't know if Dragon Ball has barbecue filler episodes, but yeah, I think the problem is more that beginners make embarrassing mistakes all the time, and that has nothing to do with anime. Maybe anime like introduces some weirder words, which means the mistakes can get more embarrassing. Again, like it really has nothing to do with the content, because like even if they were watching some kind of like if all their immersion was Natsume Soseki stage adaptations or some shit like that, a beginner would still find some kind of weird, obscure word and totally misunderstand the meaning and start using it a bunch, like no matter what the source material was. I think it's just coincidental that a lot of Japanese learners are beginners who make dumb mistakes, and then a lot of Japanese learners also watch anime. So whatever their mistakes are, they're coming from anime. I mean, there are probably people who are making weird mistakes because they watched YouTube and got the wrong idea, but anyone who's listening to them would just assume that they got that bad mistake from anime type thing. Or maybe it's like the group of people that has bad social skills and therefore makes language mistakes, and then the group of people that watch anime is like the Venn diagram is a circle or whatever. もう一つの例えあるんですけど、数年前、日本語学習者さんと話していて、その人は子供の頃にっていう言葉が知らなかったようで、その代わりに物心をついた頃からって毎回言ってて、一つの会話で10回ぐらい言っていたような感じで、その人が見ていたっていうか、その言葉を知ったアニメとか本とかは別に悪かったわけではなくて、彼がただ十分にアニメを見ていなかったっていうことだけになりますよね。子供の頃にっていうアニメは結構あるはずだから、逆にそれの対策をもっとアニメを見ることではないかなって思います。It's also completely possible that I'm just not understanding this phenomenon and I'm basing it off some image that I have in my head of what an anime influenced person sounds like in Japanese. What I'm picturing is David Kun.
お名前何ですか？
デイビッド。
デイビッドです。Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
優しそう。デイビッドはどこの国はどこですか？
アメリカ。
アメリカから。いくつですか、デイビッド？おいくつ？年齢は？ How old are you?
私は21。
これで上がって見て畳やで、しかも。畳やった。絶対計算するわ、俺デイビッドルームメイトじゃなくてよかった。絶対友達になられへんわ、俺も。すごいね、デイビッド。
ありがとう。
ありがとう、褒めてない、褒めてない。スタンダード。
バイトない。
じゃあこのお金はどうするわけ？
私の両親はお金持ちから。
But again, it just seems like he doesn't know any Japanese. It has nothing to do with the fact that he's a weeaboo. David Kun should just watch like way, way, way more anime. But yeah, if anyone has like counter examples of like better examples of what this looks like in actual spoken Japanese, like the anime influence that proves me wrong, then please send it to me. I also forgot to talk about Latin. Like, long story short, I'm just gonna read what I feel like reading. And then if my Latin turns super weird, the solution is read more Latin. Will do, Imogen. Doing the Latin bit again. Will do, Imogen.